Hello everyone. Today we're back on the topic of garden seeds. This is likely to turn into a series of videos. That's all going to be based upon questions and comments that I get. If I get feedback that another a video of on another part of the topic is needed, then we'll carry it on to that. I don't really have any certain plans or scripts or anything. I'm just going to talk about what it appears that people would like to hear about. Today's topic is going to be discussing heirloom seeds, hybrid seeds, and GMOs. I had some questions along that line, and I felt like it needed more detailed answer than what I could give in the comment sections of the videos. So first I'm going to talk about GMOs, and the GMOs are going to be the thing that I don't recommend. I wouldn't personally eat them at all, and I wouldn't recommend saving the seeds from them. You've got about a 99% chance of failure if you try to save and grow seeds from a GMO, because the organism has been modified. GMO, genetically modified organism, has been modified to something far different than what nature intended, and you know, a cross that was done in a greenhouse I'm fine with, but I'm not much for one that was done in a petri dish. And I'm not sure about the whole process of modifying the organism, but I do know that it's not likely to reproduce. Your second option is going to be hybrid seeds, and what a hybrid seed is a gardener of someone where has taken two very similar plants and crossbred those two plants and created a new plant. For example, you may have a cucumber that is very resistant to disease and is very resistant to insect damage, but the fruit, the vegetable that comes from it, just doesn't have a great flavor, or they're very small cucumbers, or whatever. And on the other hand, you may have one that has some great delicious fruit, vegetable come from it, but yet the insects just brutalize the plant, and as a result you get a low production rate because a lot of plants don't make it. And what they'll do is they'll take those two and they'll cross the two together, and through hybrid vigor, and they'll wind up with a new plant that it's still a cucumber, and hopefully, if it works properly, you're going to get the best of both worlds, and you're going to have a great tasting cucumber, and you're going to have a plant that is more resistant to disease and insect damage. Those seeds, that if you save seeds, now that the seeds you get in that package are a first generation cross in most cases. And what's happened is that they actually cross-pollinated the two plants, and they sold you the seeds that came from the cucumbers or tomatoes or whatever the vegetable was, or fruit, and that's what you're getting. Now, when you grow that plant, you're going to pretty much get what you expect. 99% or 90%, I don't know. But you're going to get a high percentage of what you expect. But the problem is you're going to get what is the slang term as throwbacks. And when you save the seeds from that, you know, you're going to get some vegetables that were exactly what you were hoping. They were just like the ones you had last year. You're going to get some that were like that first cucumber that is just got not the best of cucumbers on it, but yet the plant itself is just a really strong, hardy plant. You're going to get some that are like the second cucumber that has just a delicious cucumber. They may be nice big ones, produce really well, but man, you fight like crazy trying to keep the diseases and insects away from it. And then you're going to get a fourth group that you don't have a clue how in the world you got that. It's nowhere near either one. And then you're also going to get the other downside to it is you're going to have a lower percentage of those seeds even grow in the first place. They're not all going to grow. The vast majority will, though. In that particular case, that's why it's better to not save the seeds from. It's better to save the seeds from heirlooms than hybrids, because you're going to get inconsistent results from the hybrids. Now, with an heirloom plant, typically the heirlooms are not exactly the way that God put them on earth, but selective. Through selection, the particular plant has been improved. The way that's done is a farmer or a gardener or whatever will pick his finest plant. He's got this one plant, say he's raising beefsteak tomatoes, and he picks his finest plant. The plant was just really nice. It had a strong stem on it. The insects didn't do much damage to it, and it really had some delicious tomatoes on it. Well, that plant, that one plant stood above the rest. That's the one he saves his seeds from. And the next year when he plants those seeds, he does the same thing again. He picks the one that stands above the rest and saves the seeds from them. And when he just keeps doing that over and over again, and through that method, you can actually improve upon what you're growing. Because if you save the seeds from the best plant, then you're more likely to produce a superior plant. Though the genetics haven't been altered in any way, and you're going to have a very high percentage of those seeds that will come up and produce for you, and you'll be pretty consistent with what you get. Now, when the farmer first started doing that those first few years, he didn't get the most consistent of results. But each year when he did that, he found that he had more of the great plants and less of the pretty good plants. Once he got to the point that he was having almost nothing but great plants, that's when he decided he would decide that, well, my job is done. And then in most cases they name the plant, and it goes, and that is what, if you see that this is an heirloom plant but it was developed in 1935, and you're thinking, well, how's it an heirloom? It was developed in 1935. Well, that's what happened in that particular case. 1935 was the year that he got very consistent results of almost nothing but great plants. So if you're going to save seeds or stockpile some seeds, have some store set aside in the event of disaster of some sort, you're going to get your best results and most consistent results from using heirloom seeds. But if hybrid seeds are all you have, plant them anyway and save your seeds anyway. Because having some inconsistent vegetables in your garden is better than having nothing. I had one time comes to mind when I stopped in a store and saw they had some seeds at the end of the season marked down to like 5 cents per package, and I told someone about it, and the response was, well, those seeds won't grow. They're not heirloom seeds. Or they won't, they're not going to give me a long-term solution. And they're not as good as heirloom seeds, but at 5 cents a pack, I bought some packs. Because, something could go wrong. A mouse could find its way to my heirloom seeds, and all my heirloom seeds are gone. And my only way to eat But hey, I've got these hybrid seeds I can grow. And now, because I had those hybrid seeds, you're just increasing your chances of success. If you've got heirloom seeds and disaster has come and we've had an economic breakdown or the depression has just gotten to its peak, and or whatever it could be, that makes it so that the world as we know it has changed, and you just can't go down to the store and buy some more seeds. And you've got 2 packs here. You've only got a limited amount of land. You've only got enough space to plant either these hybrid tomatoes or these heirloom tomatoes. Well, plant the heirloom ones because you can save your seeds, and next year you're going to have another good crop. But if you've got enough space to plant both, then plant both, but keep them separated, of course, so they don't cross. Keep enough distance there so they don't cross, and then you've got nothing but hybrids. But if you've got plenty of acreage, so that you can put a pretty good distance between the hybrids and the heirlooms, go for it. Plant both varieties, because that way, if something happens and the slugs get to all the heirloom ones, well, at least you've got something to eat. You've got the hybrid ones to eat. I hope that covered all the questions that were asked. I think it did. Any further questions, feel free to ask. If it's something you can put in the comment section, please do so that other folks can share the answer. And if you need to private message me, that's fine as well. And of course, the next video, subject to the next video in the series, if it does indeed turn into a series, I hope it will, will be based upon what those comments and questions that come in. So thanks for taking the time to watch, and feel free to contact me anytime with any questions or comments. Again, suggestions. If you have a request for a video you'd like me to cover a different topic next time, feel free to ask. Thanks again.